So till now you have seen many great YouTube thumbnails that are visually pleasing and eye-catching. You have noticed in all those thumbnails there's something similar that every other YouTuber uses in their thumbnails. Well, today I'll show you the easiest way to make professional thumbnails in no time. So without wasting any time, let's create. First of all, we are going to need these resources to make our thumbnails. And guess what? I have provided every resources that have been used in this video. Go ahead and download it from the description below. So I'll take a 1080p artboard. So here I have an image of Mr. Warren Buffett. Mr. Warren, if you're watching this video by any chance, please subscribe to this channel. Anyway, moving on. Okay, now I'll go and take a new solid adjustment. I'll choose this color. I'll change the background color to light gray. Now go to the filter and camera raw filter. I'll simply adjust some basic color correction. Okay, now when it's done, I'll duplicate the layer by pressing Ctrl J and go to camera raw filter, effects, and I'll simply decrease the texture and I'll increase or decrease the clarity a little bit. Okay, this should be okay. Now I'll clip it to the layer below and press B for the brush tool. I'll create a mask. Alright, press Ctrl I to invert. Now press B for the brush tool and I'll reduce the flow. Make sure to reduce the flow so that it won't get any harsh. It'll apply the brush effects more softer, and I'll gently brush around the areas where I need the softness. As you can see, the before and after. Now I'll select this layer and I will go select curves adjustment layer. Just the curve. Now what I'm going to do, I'll simply invert the layer and paint the brightness in the eyes so that eyes will look more dramatic. And as you can see, the eyes is brighter now. Before and after. Okay, now I'll select these both layers and make a group so that it will be organized, and I'll name it subject. Okay, I'll simply drag and drop this background image. I'll place it right behind to our main subject. Now go to filter and I'll add a Gaussian blur to it. Okay. Now go to the adjustment layer and pick another solid color. This time I'll choose a bright yellowish color. Press Ctrl I to invert, and now I'm going to apply a glowing effect to the background of our main subject. I'll decrease this layer's opacity a little bit. Let's see how it will look. Hide the layer. Now press B for the brush tool and I'll simply brush around. Decrease the flow a little bit. 90 will be fine. And we can choose a color from here also. Let's see, okay. Take your time and refine it. I'll increase the glow. Okay, that's it. Now I'll take another new layer. This time press X to invert the this layer, and I'll choose a white color. and I'll simply brush around a white. Simply do the same process. Okay, as you can see, having these two layers, it made a very professional looking glowing in the background. Now I'll take another new adjustment layer, solid color, and I'll put it right in front of our main subject. This time I'll invert the layer and I'll do the same but on the subject. Okay. Now decrease the flow and I'll start from right over here. It will take a little bit time, but eventually when you do it carefully on the edges, it'll look good. So take your time and simply brush around here and there. Increase or decrease the flow wherever you need. Remember to brush where the light is hitting or reflecting, so that it will look like the color from the background is hitting to our main subject. And as you can see, we didn't clip it to our main subject. For that, press this layer and clip it to the layer below. And I'll do it this side too. Okay, when you are done, just simply select the layer and go to the filter, blur, and add a Gaussian blur so that it will blend with the image perfectly. It won't look very harsh. Okay, as you can see, we have a very nice looking glowing effect in the background and in the foreground also. I'm going to add a text layer and I'll simply type grow your, and I'll select the font impact and I'll place it right over here. Simply adjust it. I'll make it a little bit smaller and press Ctrl J to duplicate, and I'll put it right behind to our main subject. Now I'll simply click on it and I'll type business. Okay, now this time I'll choose the font Monster. Remember to use one or two fonts max. Don't use too much variations of fonts, it will not look good. And try to put a very small amount of words in the thumbnails so that it will look clean. An image of $1. I'll place it maybe right over here. Okay, this way I'll add more money. Okay, so here I have a lot of money. I'll simply duplicate this and place it right over here. Alright, select all the layers and group it to make it a very clean and organized workflow. Okay, now I'll simply adjust each of them where it looks good. Okay, now when you're done, select this layer and go to filter, blur, and I'll add a motion blur so that it will look like the money is falling from above. Simple, right? The same way I'll do this to all the layers. Okay, now you can add others elements too if you want. I'm using this Bitcoin image, PNG image, and Amazon image so that it will look related to the business. I don't know why I choose this. Okay, this looks good. I'll simply add another motion blur to Amazon PNG. I'll place it right over here. Now double click on this layer and I'll simply put a glowing effect. For that, select the outer glow. I'll increase and decrease the opacity. Okay, that looks good. Maybe I'll add an inner glow too. Just play around with these tools so that you will find a proper sweet spot which looks good. Okay, that looks fine. Now I'll simply do some final adjustment. Let's see where it looks good. Maybe over here, this. Okay, maybe it will look good over here. I'll simply select this tool layer and make it a group. Again, I'll make it name elements. Okay, now we are almost done. Now, as you can see, there is no shadow to text behind. For that, I'll create a new layer and choose black color. Remember to decrease the flow and I'll gently brush around over here so that it will have a depth to it. Okay, now I'll create another new layer. This time I'll choose a square and I'll put it right over here. I'll add a Gaussian blur to it so that it's looking good. And I'll simply play around with the other elements. Let's see where I'll do the final adjustments. So that will be the wrap up, guys. I hope you learned something new. This way you can create more professional and eye-catchy thumbnails in no time. And as well as I'm putting more efforts into making these videos so that it can help you out. So please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. It will motivate me to do more good stuffs. Till then, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.